Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located just outside of Louisville, Kentucky. Today we're going to make this sweet card. I am in dire need of anniversary cards, so I'm going to show you how I made this. The thing to note is this is being posted in February. This is a Sale-a-bration DSP 12 by 12 and it's only for free with a $50 order till the end of February. So if you're interested in this paper, and I'll show you other pieces of it, you need to do that before then. Like I said, you need to purchase $50 worth before taxes and shipping, and then you get this beautiful paper for free. The interesting thing is it's got beautiful designs. I will grab them just briefly to show you some beautiful paper. And there is a stamp set in the mini catalog that you can purchase up until the end of April, I believe. And then the one that I wanted to show you, as you can see, there's really beautiful paper that can make a card all by itself without doing anything. The one I wanted to show you, though, there's 2 sheets of this, which comes basically giving you 8 cards that you can do without much of anything. So I'm going to show you, first of all, how to cut this up so that you can utilize all the pieces. Obviously, we don't want to cut through that center part. So these are not measurements. This is shooting for in between the two, giving as much space as possible to the ovals. So I'm going right, my groove is right up against this flower, because I will probably back that. So you see you have a little bit of space around that, and you still get the flowers. And then you would cut off, do the very same thing on this side, moving this about as far in, not into the groove, but right around there. And then this can be cut in half. This is it'll be 6 by 12, so it'll be a 6 by 6 piece, which you can either make a square card or cut it down. And then you cut these apart, basically right dead center, so that no matter what you want to end up doing with it, you can use all kinds of our die cuts to get them cut out, and I will show that to you now. I did it 2 different ways. I made 2 different cards, of course. I never make one. I'm going to pick up all of these pieces. All right. So basically, I'm using an A2 card. I have taken that oval that I had that was just cut, and I used the deckled edge, the second one in from the second largest, and that fit right on there, and I was able to cut it out so that I have this deckled edge around it, which is very pretty. This piece of cardstock was, I'll have all of the measurements. If you're watching me on YouTube, there'll be a link to my blog, and on my blog in the post we'll have all of the measurements. This is actually, it ends up 3 and probably 7/8 when you cut it with, again, the second, no, this is the largest of this die set, which is called, no, that's the deckled one. All right, well, it's a surprise. I will find it and, again, post it. But it's the double cut ones, and it's got all kinds of sizes on it. I, for some reason, have all of the die cuts, but I don't have the envelope, which I have lost somewhere, but I will find it. Anyway, I didn't want to waste time showing you how to do that part of it. And then the last thing that I did was go ahead and emboss this, it's called Cane, I think, on the white. And as you can see, it's very pretty. It's very textured. You don't see a lot of it because I am using, you know, this on top of this, but it's there and it's very noticeable. And then this will go in here. Now, when you're doing this, this is a 3D embossing folder. So if you have the Stampin' Up! One, then you will follow the instructions right here. It says you're just going to use base 1 and plate 4 with the embossing folder inside the middle of that with your cardstock inside of that. So I'll put that aside. Get all our parts together. Another thing I did on this one that you may not be able to tell too much, but if you kind of look at it, it's got a little bit more dimension because I put 3 sheets of plain white cardstock underneath just this single piece. It adds weight to it. I weighed this and it's 0.9 with an envelope, 0.9 ounces. So as long as it's 1 or under, it's only 1 stamp. They do make like additional ounce stamps, which are less expensive instead of having to add 2. But I would watch that with this many. I have the brass butterflies on there. I have a double layered center. And then in the inside, it says happy anniversary. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So rather than spend a lot of time on the assembly of it, because long videos are hard to watch and also very hard to upload. I don't have fiber optics in my neighborhood. I'm going to let you know that this is all glued together. There's no secret about that. It's layer upon layer upon layer, and then you have your card. The next thing I do want to show you, though, I'm going to set that aside, is how I got this sentiment so close. It's very full. In there. And if you've ever watched any of my videos, you know that I love my Sale-a-bration. I use it all the time for all things, for all kinds of reasons, but in specific, for this reason, you go ahead and take the double oval punch, which punches one that is scalloped and one that is just plain. And of course, I'm using the plain one. I'm trying to get that every single time takes a long time for one thing, and you're not going to hit it right every time. As you can see, I've got several errors. But once you have it placed, and I'm not going to take it off, I will show you with another stamp. If you would take this, place it inside here, and then, you know, put that on here, take this out, stamp it. First on paper, make sure it's straight. And then you can put it back and make sure it stamps inside. And then after that, and I'm going to take this off because that's not what I did. Then after that, you can take any blank. I just punched out a bunch of them and just inset that right in here and stamp it in. It'll be perfect every time. So I'll show you, because I didn't do it on the white ones. I will save those. But I have this template. I did set it up exactly the way I told you or showed you with the other one. You have to make sure it's inside. There we go. All right, and then you can just stamp. This also came in handy when I did. I'll show you another colorway. I'm going to make it a little bit darker. I was able to stamp it several times and get it dark enough because I used a lighter color. Then when you take this out, all you see is this. And then you're going to glue this onto this. And again, I'm not going to take time to glue because that just chews up video time. All right. Now, the other thing I did, we'll get this aside, was I started thinking I wanted something on the inside. To be honest, this stamp was really hard to get in my Stamp-a-ratus, and I got tired of trying to get it centered. So what I ended up doing was just, let me see if I can get this. I know it's right on the edge, but I have to be able to see it to get it straight. Then I'm going to just check and see if when I think it's straight, am I really stamping straight? No. So I don't have it on there right. Let's see. I'm trying to get this straightened up and lined up with the lines on here. Let's go up a little higher so you can see better. So that one's there, that one is there. Let's see if this stamp's straight. Nope, it's on there very crooked, which is the trouble I was having. I'm not quite sure why. I think I trimmed it some and probably made it crooked. Let's see. Again, don't want to waste your time. Get it on there straight. Figure out how you can stamp it straight. Nope. There we go. That's good enough. And then what I did was, I mean, it was okay with that, but I thought, well, why don't I repeat kind of the design in there? So to do that, I went ahead and made a template, me and my templates. The double punch, it's okay to punch just this one, but it's hard not to punch this one at the same time if you want it in the middle. The reason I want it in the middle is because when you do this, let me get rid of this ink, and we're going to bring in, this was Blackberry Bliss, and this is Blushing Bride. Those are two colors that are in our beautiful, what am I trying to say? Our beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and do this right on the envelope. And I blocked this off because obviously I don't want ink. I just glued a strip over it so that it won't go where I don't want it. Let's see, we'll put this straight. I know my template is straight. And then where do I want it? Yeah, about there. So all I did was I took some ink and I stamped off to the side because I didn't want it real dark right away. And then I just went around very lightly pressing, very, very lightly. You can always go darker. And I think I do want to be a little bit darker. And that's about as dark as I want. And then you take it off, and that's how you get that in the middle. And then I could stamp happy anniversary once I get it straight and put that on there if I want to. But that's the card. And the other thing I do in previous ones, and if you go to my free things on my website, I have a PDF file of 2 sheets of paper, and it comes with all kinds of sizes of things. There's probably 6 different sizes like this, because I keep them in clear envelopes, because as I go through them, I don't want to mess them up every time I touch them. Go back and look at some of my videos. I stick them in there. So what I do is I stamp whatever's on the inside. Then I can put the card and the envelope. Whoops, and when it's a pretty envelope, we put it outside so it can be seen. I don't sell my cards. I give them away. They're part of my Christmas gift. So I make cards all year. I keep them in this so that when people are thumbing through, they're not messing up the cards. But then if there's anything stamped inside, I just slip this in the back. It's also good for me when I'm trying to find a card to send. And it doesn't have to be pretty. I just stick it in there. Clear bags is what I get. That's also on my website, the specific size I get. And that keeps them nice and neat. I know what it says on the inside without having to open up the card. And I'm sorry for the glare. Without having to open it up to see what's inside. If you want this PDF, it is free. It's on my website. The link will be below if you're on YouTube. And if you're in my website, just go to free stuff and you'll be able to find it there. I hope you enjoyed this card. I did make a second one reversing the 2, I should have left it out. Pull it out so you're not getting all that glare. Reversing the decal edge, I used the largest one on this one, and then this other one, I used it on the smaller one, and I lowered this. But essentially, it's the same card, just using a lighter colorway. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Please subscribe by hitting the bell, and you'll be notified every time I post, which is once a week on Wednesdays. I only add additional ones if there's a flash sale on things like free shipping. Have a great day. Bye.